Hi, it's Deanna, and today I'm going to talk to you fellow antique lovers out there. It's like about a topic. So I don't like calling it being a picker or picking. I don't know. It sounds like picking your nose. It doesn't sound very very appetizing. And I call it treasure hunting. And so when I go out hunting and searching for antiques, like rare vintage items, I don't like to call it picking. I like to treasure hunt. And with any kind of treasure hunting, it's pretty much 50-50 that you're going to get a winner or a loser. And so I think people that collect antiques and are passionate about it and are always on the hunt are treasure hunting, and it's a gamble. So you're gambling, and not everybody can be an expert in everything, and so it's like you have to take a chance. And when you take a chance, you have a 50-50 shot of winning, and sadly, 50% of the times you're going to probably lose unless you're a major expert and you have the item in your hand and you can look at it. And so, sadly, though, on the internet, you can't hold the object in your hand or see it in person. And a lot of times, what I notice with myself, I don't know about with you, you end up wanting whatever object you're seeing, you want it to be more. You want it to be much more than what you see. And so, like, you sort of glamorize it in your head, like, this is it. This is the treasure. I just found it. And so here's an example. And so I saw this on eBay. And with most sellers that aren't seasoned eBay sellers or power sellers, you'll notice that they take sort of crappy pictures in low light conditions, and they just put a sentence or two for a description without much to say about it. And so, like, if you're a treasure hunter, not a picker, like me, you sometimes take a chance or a gamble, hoping that that item is something more. And so I took a chance on this one. And this is what I thought may be an antique teddy bear. And it was from a seller in Canada. I'm here in New York on Long Island. And just for shits and giggles, I decided to pull the trigger, knowing that there was a 50-50 shot that this could be crap, or it could be like something worth a lot more than what I paid. And so when I do things like this, I try not to get so hard on myself, because if you're hard on yourself, you're not going to try to make take a gamble in the future. And chances are you won't take risks, and you're more likely not to find any more treasures or valuable items. So once in a while, you're going to lose. And so if you let yourself know and tell yourself, hey, look, if this thing is not what I hoped it to be or expected it to be, it's okay. I just lost a little bit of money, and it's all it's all right. Then you're okay. Then this is the type of game that can be fun. And when I do this, I try not to, like, the risks I take. I try to take small risks, and when I say small risks, I won't spend over a certain amount of money on a gamble that this item may not be worth much. And so, for example, I saw this on an eBay auction, and the seller had really shitty pictures in low light conditions. She had like two or three pictures. Actually, I don't know if it's a she or he, but I'll call her a she. And the description was one sentence long, and just said vintage teddy bear. And I pulled the trigger on this at like $20 with shipping. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping and praying it was like one of those early Steiff bears, but I knew in my heart that the chances of that are very low. And so this arrived. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning here in New York, and I just woke up and my dogs were barking, and so the mailman dropped this box off from Ontario in Canada, and so it came, and yeah, it's definitely not an antique, and it looks like an antique. It has those spoon-shaped paws and arms. It has that long nose, scraggly type of mohair that's sparse. It has like what looks like glass eyes, but they're plastic. And so, and also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it has like velveteen paw pads that look old, and then you see like sporadic mohair loss throughout this bear. And so, okay, this was a little bit of a loser, but I look at it like this. So I paid like under $30 for this adorable teddy bear. If worse comes to worse, I could sell it for 30 bucks and, break even. And it doesn't harm me much. And I enjoyed myself. I practically played the Las Vegas slots and gambled in my own house. And I didn't lose much. And so it was fun. So I'm not going to be hard on myself. Sure, this isn't an antique. It's probably like one of those artist teddy bears that somebody made and made it to look like it was old with the sparse, sporadic mohair loss. And for all I know, maybe it could be vintage. It may be a 1950s bear or 60s bear. But then again, I really don't hold out much hope for that because chances are it's not. So, like, you got to look at it this way. It's most things that you're hoping for are more likely not what you hope them to be. And you got to be sensible when you do this sort of thing. You got to be sensible and logical. You can't really use your emotions that much because then you're going to just give up and you're going to totally like not take any more chances or risks. And then you'll end up losing your passion and your quest for treasure hunting. So this bear is cute. It has a swivel head, swivel arms, little velveteen paw pads, a cute little face, and I'm going to enjoy this guy. I added the little orange ribbon because it didn't have one, and it looks cute with the little ribbon. And I'm just going to enjoy it, love it, and every time I look at it, it's a reminder that there's still a chance out there. Who knows? I could get a loser or a winner, and apparently it's not actually all that bad, but I've found some treasures. Oh yeah. Actually, if you get to know stuff and become a little bit of an armchair expert, after a while you'll get to detect what's good and what's bad, even from a shitty, crappy eBay picture. And you can score big a lot of times. Like for example, here's one of my favorite examples. I saw a little glass box on eBay, and I saw it buy it now. It was just listed, and it was like for 25 bucks, and shipping was like an additional $10. And I don't know, I didn't know very much about it. It just looked really nice. It looked old, and I took a gamble. I said, all right, it's under like 30, 35 bucks with shipping. I'm going to grab it and see what happens. If worse comes to worse, I'll enjoy it, and I'll use it for decorative reasons. And it turned out that it was a very rare 1800s Moser glass box that was hand enameled and painted. And it was like crystal and glass. And I stuck it on Etsy, and I sold it for $1,800. So for under 30 bucks, I ended up getting something for $1,800 and selling it and making a huge profit. It doesn't happen all the time, but I can name a lot of examples where I've gotten lucky. And so that's what makes this sort of a game, and it's fun. I'll give you another example. About a year ago, I was going through eBay listings, and I found a very rare French porcelain figurine from the 1800s of a soldier. Now, it was shitty pictures, and I couldn't really see or make out a lot of the detail in the listing. And it was ending in like 5 minutes. I just caught it at the end of the auction. Nobody bid on it, and I won it for 95 cents. 95 cents, and shipping was like $5 because it was little. And when I got it, I did my research and found out it was a rare French antique porcelain figure. And it was made by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Sevres, Sevres. And I ended up selling it for $850. So as you can imagine, things like that do happen. And part of that is taking a gamble, taking a risk, and realizing that you're not going to always win, and that you just got to put your fear aside and not try to like lose enormous amounts of money if you do take the chance, and try it out. It doesn't hurt once in a while. It does help to educate yourself and to pretty much really get to know a couple of type of items and like be an expert on those particular things instead of branching out too quickly. Learn a couple of things that you have a passion about. Get to know, like get reference books, Google about it, get the actual objects, get one or two, pay the hefty price so you have it in your hand and you know what it looks like, what it feels like, what its characteristics are. And start searching. Start going to garage sales, estate sales, auctions, antique shops, thrift stores, and eventually you're going to find your treasure. And it's out there. I'm going to tell you now, it's out there. So, once again, thanks for watching and have a great day. And go out there, go take a risk today.